Hello, coolers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest updates. We start with Frank Kessie as the Barca midfielder, according to new report, has earned the respect of the locker room for his decisive performances. We are going to be discussing on that as we move ahead. Secondly, we are going to be talking about Ace Abday, as it has been reported that Barca could listen to offers worth around 25 to 30 million euros for the 21-year-old attacking Ace. We are also going to be discussing more on that. So guys, as we get right into the full stories, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch right up to the very end. Frank Kessie turned out to be the hero for FC Barcelona when he netted a late goal against Real Madrid to win it for the team. The winner might have just helped the club secure the league title as we approach the final stretch of the campaign. In light of Kessie's success, a recent report from Sport has stressed the midfielder's impeccable rise to prominence since the turn of the year. Formerly of AC Milan, Kessie had difficulties settling into life at Camp Nou. He struggled to establish himself as a first-team regular. However, the Ivorian has made full use of Pedri's injury last month and has made a solid impression at Spotify Camp Nou with his performances. He continued his solid form throughout the following months to the point where he has now featured in all of Barcelona's matches this year. Kessie's performance against Real Madrid in the Clásico was another testament to his redemption, with the report stating that the former AC Milan starlet has earned absolute respect from his teammates and coaching staff for his efforts and decisive performances. It adds that Kessie has also earned respect from the coaching staff for his hard work and commitment to the team. It has helped Barcelona emerge as the undisputed favorite to clinch the league title come the end of the season. The Ivorian redemption could lead to a dilemma for Barca in the coming summer. This is because the club are facing economic hardships and must balance the books at the end of the season. Kessie was one of the players linked with a move away from Spotify Camp Nou in January. Even though the midfielder has remained a top target for Tottenham Hotspur and other Premier League teams, but with the player performing at the top of his game right now, coupled with uncertainty over the future of Sergio Busquets, it will be interesting to see how Barca approach this issue in the coming summer. Of course, Frank Kessie honestly have been doing a great job, especially since Pedri suffered an injury, as well as Busquets when he was not available at some point. And I think that this guy is proving to Xavi that he should be trusted. And I think that Xavi is beginning to trust him now very well. Honestly, this is a guy that many top clubs across Europe want him. And it was really surprising to many people, including me, that manager Xavi was benching him for most of the games, especially last year. And I think things have really changed after the World Cup. Frank Kessie have upped his game whenever given the opportunity by the manager. I think Frank Kessie have made full use of those. And of course, the icing on the cake was the Real Madrid win on Sunday, where he gave the late and dramatic winner that made us to go crazy. And of course, Frank Kessie have been so instrumental, to be honest. Even the Clásico at the Santiago Bernabéu on 2 weeks back, I think this guy was really phenomenal. He was almost there to score the goal, but it was, even though it was an own goal, but it was so instrumental to that own goal. And of course, I think this guy is just proving to the managing staff that he should be there for a long time. He's just 26 years old, and I think that he still has a lot to play. He still has a lot left in his boots, and I think that Barca shouldn't sell him, because this is a guy that Barca almost sell in the January market, but fortunately for us, nobody was there, and the player refused. The player refused, and his agent that he likes to stay at Barca. So I think Xavi right now will be happy that he finally stayed despite interest in Europe, and I think that he's doing a good job. Pedri have been out injured, even though Pedri was supposed to be in that game against Madrid, but reports came out just before the game that Pedri Gonzalez will not be available as his injury is still there and will be out for more of 2 or 3 weeks to come. So fingers crossed. I think we don't miss Pedri, or let me say we don't miss something so important in that midfield, because Frank Kessie, for me, I think he's doing a marvelous job, and I think he's really happy. He's a guy who is enjoying every moment right now, enjoying the game time that Xavi is giving him. Even though he was not a starter in that Clasico on Sunday, he came in as a sub, and we saw what he did. So instrumental. But even though most games he have been starting as well, as Pedri have been absent. So I think that even if Pedri comes back, the rate of which he was being benched will not be like last season or the first half of this season when Xavi had very little faith and trust in him. But I think now the Ivorian is showing his class, his performances are up notch, and I think that it's great to have him in our team. He's not the best tactically, he's not the most gifted player when it comes to technicality and so on and so forth. But I mean, he plays like he has some kind of, he brings different dynamics to the game that Barca usually plays, and I think that is very important to have him in this team. Then on to the final story of discussion. There is no doubt that Abde Ezazuli has emerged as one of the rising stars in La Liga, currently on loan at CA Osasuna from FC Barcelona. The young star has impressed onlookers with his performances in the flanks. Despite his tally of just a goal and 2 assists in the league, Abde's overall contributions of Osasuna have been far greater and have aroused the interest of a host of top European clubs, including Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur, and Atletico Madrid. A recent report from Mundo Deportivo has offered an update on the future of Abde, suggesting that the young forward is most likely to be a part of Barcelona's first team next season. However, the club are not in a position to guarantee a place in the first team, in the team to the young winger. This is because for the economic hardships that have made it difficult for Barca to operate in the market, forcing them to look for ways to balance the books. To that end, Mundo Deportivo claims Barca could study offers in the region of 30 million for Abde. Although the club are desperate to have a player like him in the first team, they are aware of the economic bonuses of selling him. The Catalans are particularly looking to leverage the interests of Premier League clubs, knowing Abde, who has also been a part of the Moroccan team that reached the semi-finals of the World Cup last year, is rated highly in England. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye bye.